This diagram maps out the AI ecosystem's trajectory. On the left is the current state, models trapped in browser tabs. Whether using search or cloud agents, friction remains high. You must manually copy and paste answers to execute actual work. Perplexity is aiming to eliminate that copy and paste cycle. This is the title card for their new macOS-based release, Personal Computer. It signals an intentional shift away from browser-bound chat windows. Instead of keeping the assistant isolated on the web, this system installs an agent layer directly onto your local machine. This architecture allows the software to read your files and control apps by bypassing the browser. Look at the right panel of this interface evolution breakdown. Most software is episodic, dormant until prompted. Personal Computer operates in an always-on native environment, maintaining a persistent local presence that acts on your machine in the background. Giving the AI deep OS-level access changes its core capability. It stops being a passive reference tool, functioning instead as an active workflow operator. We can see how this operates by looking at this three-layered stack. At the top is the cloud engine, where frontier models handle complex orchestration remotely. The middle tier acts as a bridge, translating instructions. Finally, the local environment interacts straight with your desktop. This schematic breaks down what local access allows the agent to execute. On the left, direct local file access means it can read and search documents. On the right, native app control lets it operate tools like Mail or Slack from a floating taskbar. By combining deep file visibility with application control, the system targets the highest friction point in modern knowledge work. The agent actively handles data movement across apps, which reduces the need to manually bridge research with execution. To maintain these long-running workflows smoothly, Perplexity makes a highly specific hardware recommendation. They suggest running the software on a dedicated Mac Mini. This graphic illustrates the reason for that recommendation. On the left is the standard laptop experience. When you close the lid, the AI sleeps. On the right, a dedicated Mac Mini enables continuous 24/7 background execution. Moving to a dedicated device turns the software into resident AI infrastructure. It acts as a continuous digital worker that can process complex tasks while you are away from your desk. Giving an autonomous program around-the-clock read and write access to your private files and company messaging introduces severe security vulnerabilities. This diagram outlines Perplexity's security framework. At its core, local data is protected by isolated sandboxing to prevent failure loops. For sensitive actions, it hits the outer wing, on-device authorization, halting the workflow until it receives manual human approval. When an AI operates directly on a hard drive, a single hallucination could wipe a directory or send an unauthorized message. For this category of desktop operators, high-fidelity security is the technical gatekeeper for adoption. This breakdown shows exactly who this infrastructure is built for. With a price tag of $200 a month for Perplexity Mac subscribers, the focus is squarely on the founders, lean operators, and power users, rather than casual consumers. For those lean teams, a $200 monthly cost is effectively the price of a persistent extra headcount. They can offload heady data extraction, web research, and scheduling to a single local machine that stays active after business hours. However, we must separate Perplexity's launch day marketing materials from what has been independently verified in the real world. This chart divides confirmed facts from speculation. Confirmed mechanics show a direct DMG download bypassing Apple's sandboxing, but massive open questions remain. We don't know how it handles sudden app UI updates, or what real-world failure modes look like when isolated sandboxing fails. Currently, evidence for the product's viability is entirely operational. There are no public leaderboards or standard benchmark tables proving that this desktop operator can function flawlessly over long, unsupervised periods. This central window highlights the ultimate test for Perplexity's new system. The threshold for success depends on its raw dependability when executing multi-step workflows without a human watching over its shoulder. If Perplexity proves this model is dependable, it establishes a new technical standard for the desktop. The operating system becomes a collaborative environment where local files and remote intelligence work together on the same tasks.